For today's video, we are going to be shooting 140 grain 264 Barnes match burners. One of my subscribers sent these to me to do a ballistics gel test with, so I'm testing them for him. First shot will be a reduced load, simulating longer range. I'll flip the box and shoot high velocity load. That bullet came in, tumbled hard once, tumbled hard twice, came out the top. As you can see, you do have several inches of straight line penetration. That bullet was definitely stable in flight and impacted. The weight balance of that bullet caused it to tumble and did not open. That one was going 1,452 feet per second. Let's crank one up a little bit hotter here and see if it'll open up. And that one definitely shed a chunk, but penetrated about the same amount of distance. Tumbled hard and left us a little chunk in there. Let's pull that out and see what that looks like here. And it's just that media plat's not enough to open. Looks like almost identical performance to a Berger bullet. I will try one more load a little bit hotter here before I flip the blocks. Yeah, that one still just tumbled about the same distance, but tumbled down instead of up. Still not opening. Still not giving me the performance I'd like to see, but obviously they tumble just as consistently and reliably as a Berger at the lower velocities. So in theory they should do as good. That one was going 1,916 feet per second. I'm thinking I forgot to show that last one in between. It was just over 1,700 feet per second. And I'll do my measurements before we mess any more of this up. But you have all three of those at that lower velocity getting almost to the 6-inch mark before they tumble really hard, giving their first tumble and that larger portion of that permanent wound cavity from 7 1/8 inch mark carrying to about the 15-inch mark. single one of those pedals we are running 3 7/8. On a different one here, we are running almost exactly 4 inches. Then we have one of them that took its second tumble around 19 inches. Another one at about 17 7/8. And that other one at about 17, taking its second tumble. So let's go ahead and shoot something at more of a full load velocity here. And that definitely opened up. There's that little bit of core right there, barely into the second block. I can just feel the metal there. And that penetrated 7/8 of an inch before it started to open, giving that really good portion of that permanent wound cavity from the 1 5/8 mark to just past the 9-inch mark, with the leading edge of that bullet almost exactly 16 inches. A larger portion of that permanent wound cavity is 4.5. Overall, not a bad performing bullet. They look in ballistics gel a lot like what Bergers do when you test those. Very consistently tumbling at lower velocities, but pretty much grenading at higher velocities. I think you could get away with using these anywhere you would use a Berger bullet. I do want to talk about this a little bit more. I get a fair bit of comments on reduced velocities and not stabilizing bullets. You can see here you get good straight line penetration for ways. These bullets, reduced loads, are definitely more than stable, just fine. If that weren't the case, your 300 Blackout and AAC, they with their subsonics wouldn't work at all. Most pistol rounds wouldn't. They're tumbling because of how that bullet is balanced front to back, and when it starts into something more solid, not just cutting the air, they flip. So again, I think these bullets would be a perfectly adequate hunting bullet. If that's all you got, or you got a bunch of them laying around and you don't want to buy something else, they're obviously going to work and work fine for dropping game. Hope you guys enjoy the video.